Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to the best damn news channel there is, where we don't talk about the Will Smiths of the world, the Kardashians. We don't talk about those fucking stupid people unless they get adopted by aliens or Bigfoot crushed on them. We talk about the stuff you really care about, the stuff that makes you warm at night, sleep at night, knowing that ghost is around you guys. And tonight got Connor. Now, some of you guys like, Eric, I thought you usually do this in the daytime. How come it's at nighttime? Well, guys, yesterday is a lucky day because it's not every year you get to share your birthday with all the mothers in the world, all the great mothers, and a birthday guy. Oh, gotta love it, gotta love it. So what happened was, see, guys, my birthday, I was tired as hell during the day yesterday. I was tired as hell. If you guys remember on the show on Friday, I showed you guys my brisket. Well, let's just say everything that could go wrong kind of went wrong. I'll make this real quick. Saturday morning, I skinned the fat off perfectly. I got the spices on it, and I think I have a picture of the spices. I mean, I was putting some love in this, and like that's the picture of the spice. I mean, look at that. I had the spice marinated.
Wow, that looks like a freaking advertisement.
Oh man, I had it beautiful. So to cook it, you want 15 hours. You want to dip it in. So 11 o'clock at night, I go out to my machine, turn it on, get it to that 195 degrees. It was working, 195 degrees, put it on, and then technically you trust it and you wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, about 2 o'clock in the morning, my dog had to take a shit in the backyard. So that dog out. Then I noticed my machine, little flames in there, 445 degrees. Like what the hell? So I ran down there. My thing was on fire. The thing, maybe I don't know what happened because it's pellets. So it's pellets. So it's not like there's a flame, but enough oil must have came from it, little flame. But I got it all cleared up. It wasn't like I did a temperature, still like 140. So it's not like I thought I overcooked it. So I got it back up, got it going, back to 195. Went upstairs about 3:30 in the morning. You kind of cannot go back to sleep because you're worried about it. I go out there, no temperature. So I go to the machine. It says, looking for the pellets. And there is pellets in there. Pellets. So enough dirt of it got inside the machine, and I thought there was no pellets, so no heat. I don't know how long there's no heat. So I had to take it apart real quick. It's like 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Then one of my kids said the toilet's upstairs plugged up. So it's like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. The temperature went off. I couldn't fix the toilet at first. I had a septic tank. I had to take the septic tank, look at the filter. So what hell of a night. So I really got like no sleep. So, but I got it back to 195. Got it working again. So 8 o'clock in the morning, the next trick is you put it in paper. You put it in bush paper. It's a special paper that allows the smoke go in there and while it cooks. Put it in paper, go upstairs. I don't know how long. Then I saw a lot of smoke coming out. The whole paper's on fire. I mean, I swear. It's just like, and I just took it out. I'm like, you know what? I'm probably just going to slice it. Then when it gets closer to when everybody's coming over, and I'll just like cook it. And I took it upstairs. It was already done. I don't know how much heat it was in there. and it didn't come out bad. But when you cook, you're supposed to cook it to like 14, 15 hours where it's just like melt like butter. It was it became more like a steak in a way. And the thing is, when you spend that much money on a thing, you don't spend that much money to taste a steak or whatever. That's cheaper than this thing. So I was tired as hell, like throughout the day. Like I fell asleep. Like you went on Space Out Radio. I crashed. I couldn't because I was up all night with the food, and so it was. And my wife, she's nice. She's like, well, you'll learn, and you'll do better next time. Yeah, but a brisket is not something you can buy every time because they're so fucking expensive. It's not expensive. Like I'm done with the brisket. I don't know. The guys wasn't with me on that. So
Yeah, it's sad that it sounds like it was technical difficulties. It wasn't user error. You know, it wasn't on you. It was more like faulty equipment. When's the last time that stuff has been used?
Oh, well, no, I made I just used it last weekend when I made carnitas. Came out perfect.
Huh.
I did a small video for carnitas and I put it on my for members only. Members can watch me make carnitas. So I thought I was on a hot streak. No, I'm gonna go straight into because the carnitas came out perfect, but the gods weren't with me that day. You know, maybe all the women got pissed off because they found out it was my birthday on Mother's Day. Say, hey, this guy can't have a birthday on our day. But you know, it is what it is. So, guys, let's jump right into world news. That is not my world news. This Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. Don't tell Scotty. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty will know. Scotty has to know. Scotty's gonna know. Gonna tell Scotty. Gonna tell myself. Scotty has to know. Scotty has to know. Scotty has to. Scotty has to. Scotty has to go. Scotty doesn't. Now, this one I'm going to show you has really nothing to do with the paranormal, with UFOs and that, but there's a discussion I want to have about this video. And I know it's going to sound corny. Parents and kids fear the Talking Angela app. The Talking Angela app. And there's a discussion that I want to have with Connor and you good people in the chat. So I'm going to play this and then we'll have a chat about this.
Like someone was behind the eyes watching you at all times, even if you're off the app and your phone's off.
The kids are really sending us messages almost daily about Talking Angela.
Well, that's an app your kids are talking about. Looks like a cute little cat, but apparently they say it's hiding a big bad secret. Call 7 investigator Teresa Marchetta has been looking into this. And
you were talking to me already,
Yeah,
Angela?
it's already talking back to you. What have you discovered? What's in this? It looks harmless enough.
Well, it looks harmless enough, but this app's been around. The rumors have been around as long as the app's been around, Mitch. So it's been around for about a year. And the question is, what does it really do? It's meant for entertainment, kind of like Talking Tom, you know, that one where you kind of poke it or it repeats you. Well, this one does a whole lot more than just repeat you. She actually asks questions. She reads your facial expressions as well. The app also encourages you to look in the camera, and then it makes faces that you make. So it kind of copies you as well. And many parents and kids believe behind those big blue eyes are predators tracking your child's every move. That's the big rumor. But even though you'll find hundreds of reviews and videos that say this, calling for action, we found out it's just not true. There's not a creeper behind Angela's eyes, and the app cannot track your kids when their phone is turned off. We did, however, find a special setting that allows Angela to say and do some potentially inappropriate things, like maybe ask your name, talk about what you're wearing, even ask you for a drink. So here's what you need to do. If you look at the little smiley face up here, you hit the smiley face on this app, and it's going to show you the child mode, and you can see it right here behind me. I'm going to switch child mode on and close it, okay? And that puts it so that the app cannot ask you questions, and that helps you avoid those potentially questionable conversations. But you'll have to keep going back and checking this because there's nothing to stop your child from switching it back. What we're trying to do today is to encourage you to go deeper into your child.
Okay, now the question is, you know, why am I playing that? Are we in it? Can we start trusting apps anymore that we do on our phones and stuff? Because what if they are tracking? I mean, they're asking the kids questions like, what's your name? You know, I'm not, you know, I know it's probably done to be cute, but it's that old story. Are they looking at us? You know, are they looking through our cameras on the computers? I mean, the technology's there. I mean,
I think so. I think they're trying to hit the kids when they're young, when they're alone, you know, away from their parents, just like the Elmo and the Furbies saying little demonic things, whispering weird, I don't know, seances in the middle of the night, doing rituals, you know, it's it's some strange stuff. And I think those apps attack us all. I think even like Pokemon Go was, scanning our house, and it goes way deeper. I think even lights, anything with any kind of electricity can scan wherever it is.
And I'm no expert, but most apps you sign up for, a lot of times you got to sign up and you already technically supposed to have your information. So if an app is asking me my name and what am I drinking and stuff, first of all, I'll be using a fake name because I ain't going to trust this thing. Why is it asking my name? Shouldn't it already know? I mean, usually when you download apps, you got to be signed up through your phone. You got to have an account. So I don't know. All I know is got to be careful. Got to be careful.
I'm Chad Smith.
That is so true. Oh, man, look at all these great people that's here. Oh, I'm talking to them. We got to do a show together. I see Flat Rock. I see Uncle Bones, Michael Hayward, Sue Ashwell, Arcos Beyond, Brown Dwarf, my good friend, Marie Hiskin, Chris. I see a lot of good people. If I'm missing some people, I apologize. I want to get into Bigfoot, but guys, I just want to say something that for all of you who have supported the channel, thank you so much. I'm serious. I want to thank you guys, because when I said that any money that I get from the channel, I use it on the back of the channel. And I was just talking to Connor behind the scene that I'm going to have a new Paranormal Highway logo coming out in a couple of days. I'm actually got a designer creating me, because when I had to change my name, I had to make something quick. So I like it, but it was too quick. It's not exactly the way I want it. So because you guys helped with that channel, donating to the channel, it actually allowed me to hire somebody who's good at this, can make a logo. So in a couple of days, you guys are going to see a new logo. And once the new logo is created, then I'm going to go back and make do the shirts and all that. So it's cool. So that's because of you guys. And I want to say thank you guys for supporting the channel, because all that stuff, costs money and stuff. But if it makes the show looks better, great. And I have another guy going to be designing me overlays, things a little better, because Connor and I, we're here for the long run. His channel, my channel, we're not going nowhere. And if we could make the channel look a little more where maybe somebody from the outside world who's not really into the unknowns, they might say, hey, that channel looks clean. Let's check it out. If this helps bring in a couple people, we're going to do it, because that's how you grow communities. You got to get new people in there. You got to get something that's going to capture their eye. So this is all possible thanks to all of you in the chat who's joined the channel. I got over 10 people now. That is fantastic. Oracle's Beyond signed up. She signed up a couple days ago. I appreciate that. And it's a beautiful thing that you guys are helping me to make the great changes to the channel. Thanks to all of you. But let's get into the Bigfoot. All right. Hey, guys, don't forget hit that like button. Come on, press that button. Okay. All right. Now, Connor might like this, because Connor, you're from Ohio, right?
Yes, sir.
Bigfoot search team comes to Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
That's the title of this news story. Bigfoot search team comes to Ohio.
Believe it or not, a search party is now combing through some wooded area near Youngstown looking for Bigfoot.
First of all, do you know Youngstown?
Oh, yeah. That's about an hour and 15 minutes from where I grew up. It's right in between me and PA. So like Mr. Crawley, Creepy Unsolved, anybody else that's in the Pennsylvania, New York area, it's halfway between us, and it's right on Lake Erie.
Okay. And guys, I am going to be creating an overlay for this part too. One thing at a time. It takes time to build all this, but I will. But here we go.
I seen something. I don't know what it was. I seen something. That's all I know. And I got out and took a picture.
Well, it is that picture taken by that man that brought a team from Searching for Bigfoot Incorporated to Youngstown to look for the mythical creature. The organization says this is the time of year that Bigfoot is spotted most in Ohio because the creatures are migrating north.
We know they use rivers and creeks as byways and freeways, food, vegetation that they could eat, okay? All this was in those pictures.
Well, this is very serious stuff here. These guys are searching for Bigfoot Incorporated. They spend 9 months a year traveling, looking for the creature. They are spending the weekend in Ohio. Members say that if they ever spot a Bigfoot, they will tranquilize it. Hopefully they will do it quickly before he catches them. Do you believe it or not?
Do you know that group?
No, I don't, not familiar with the group, but I think I've heard that guy's name before. But to tranquilize it, man, I wanna have whatever he's smoking to think he could do that.
I wonder, how much juice in it you would need to knock it out. I mean,
Right.
I would. I mean, we don't know. I mean, maybe a bear size could be good, or maybe it needs an elephant size, or what, or maybe they're immune to it. I mean, I don't know, but to get it. So when I saw that news article, I was just curious because Ohio, and I was curious if you know that group.
Yeah, I love that because I am on the west side of like Cuyahoga Valley National Park. That's where the Grassman really roams, and Youngstown would be on the east side of that. So it's right in the middle. Helltown, Cuyahoga Valley National Park. Matthew Moneymaker actually just like posted where I grew up as a Bigfoot red zone like recently on his Facebook, and he's the guy, of course, that started BFRO and finding Bigfoot for the newbies out there that don't know that. But yeah, it's just crazy to hear it from Youngstown because even as a Buckeye, you don't really hear that as a hot spot. But any creekway ranging from Cuyahoga Valley National Park, I wouldn't be surprised. The Grassman, and then you got the wild things from over in the Pennsylvania area, and then of course all the Steelers and all the guys that work down in the mines. They encountered tons of strange stuff.
Guys, I gotta give a shout out. Amber's Paraworld. Y'all know she did a couple videos. She's out of the hospital. She's sounding good. She's looking good. So it's good to see her back. And it's just hey, I know surgery is mostly safe now, but you always worry no matter what when you get any procedure done. You're just naturally worried. So it's great to see that she's right back and she's right at it, and she had a cool video. So Amber Paraworld, we're happy that you're back, my friend.
For sure.
We're happy. That is awesome. We want everybody to have safe. And guys, tomorrow, I forgot to mention, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific time, we're gonna be jumping on Identify S4 show. Identify. We're gonna be on his channel. His channel, 5 o'clock Pacific time. That's 8 o'clock East Coast time. And when I was talking to him, I kind of made a mistake. When I said I like doing shows at 8 o'clock, he thought I meant East Coast time, but it's 5 o'clock, but that's fine. That's fine. It's harder for me sometimes to do 5 o'clocks just because, but I made exceptions for this one. So that's tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And then Parallel Highway. Oh, Eric, what's up? I told Chad Smith that I was going to do a reading card an hour before his show, but I was so fucking tired because of the brisket. I couldn't stay up, but I did get up and I watched the beginning of their show, so that was cool. But because you never know the unexpected. Now, this next one is the Yeti real? DNA proves it claims scientist Bryan Sykes. So Bryan Sykes, Yeti DNA. Let's find out what he's talking about.
Incredible claim by a respected Oxford researcher. He says he has proof that the Yeti, the abominable snowman of the Himalayas, is in fact real and its descendants are alive. ABC's Nick Watt has the story.
The centuries-old myth of the Yeti, fueled by those grainy photographs, the monstrous footprints, and our wild imaginations, might not be a myth after all.
I've collected hair samples from creatures that are thought to have been Yetis.
One hair from a weird creature shot by a Himalayan bear hunter 40 years ago. The other found stuck to a bamboo shoot in a forest by a film crew just 10 years ago. Now, the DNA from those mysterious Himalayan hairs, he says, just proved a 100% match with an ancient polar bear that died on an Arctic island more than 40,000 years ago, leading our hirsute professor to make...
First of all, I had to question that because they're saying an ancient bear. But do they have a lot of these where they had their DNA already frozen? I mean, how do they know that bear is the exact match of that? Or are they telling the truth? You can't always, if there's something there, they're not really going to tell you. I just thought that part was interesting. Oh, it's this ancient bear. Well, they never said that they had DNA from another ancient bear that they found, because to have a DNA match, you got to have the point of origin of where the DNA even came from. You can't just make a guess, but I don't know. We'll hear more of this.
A startling claim. Yeti lives.
It's some kind of new bear species. It might be a hybrid.
Smaller, says the professor, than the Yetis we've seen in Monsters, Inc.
Do I look abominable to you?
Or that towering claymation Yeti in those old Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer TV specials. Perhaps, says the professor, polar bears crossbred with brown bears tens of thousands of years ago, and their mysterious descendants survive to this day, roaming high in these snowy mountains. For Good Morning America, Nick Watt, ABC News.
Now, we always said this in the past that if they had real proof, DNA of a Yeti, would they tell them? I mean, is this an honest place? You got to ask those questions.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. It is ABC News, so that's as big as the news gets. That broadcast looks like it's a few years old, clearly. And for them to even be talking about, Sasquatch or Yeti DNA is very interesting. So that is very cool. For them to throw it out and say it's an ancient polar bear, 100% match is very interesting. Personally, I do think they probably do have this extinct polar bear, DNA somewhere on file, as I think they have Sasquatch and probably Mothman and reptilian DNA, like it all in their database bank. But I think it's fascinating, and I bet it correlates with the same hair that we find here in Mayaca on the picnic table, and then on the barbed wire fence in the green swamp with Tim T. And it probably looks the same under a microscope too. It's fascinating stuff.
What if there is a relation between a bear and a Bigfoot? I mean, I'm not saying a bear changed into a Bigfoot, but maybe they have same family kind of a tree that they have some of the similar DNA. They're both furry, right? They both got hair. I mean, I don't know, but we'll never get the truth. I mean, unless you have a buddy that owns your own DNA lab and you're going to get the honest 100% truth. Like X-Files, right? You can't trust no one. You can't trust no one.
But wait a minute. We do have a buddy that is starting a DNA study.
I mean, that's good. That's good.
So that's awesome. That's the cool thing, that we are on the forefront, at least, of this new era of the DNA chase.
And that's awesome.
That's all we can do.
And that's awesome. And even when he opens it up and starts doing it, it's going to take a couple years because you're going to have to develop an A and a B. You're going to have to an origin, So if you find something that's not reading yet, you're going to need 2-3 other ones to start making matches. Where do you get this one at? This one matches this one that's unknown. And this one's another state. Same match, but unknown, different states. It's going to take, hundreds of different DNA to be able to start tracking what they are. I mean, you just can't do one, and that's all you need. You're gonna need a lot of DNA. I mean, that's guys, no different than Ancestry, right? If you go there every month, something changes because more people are doing it. So when more people do it, more DNAs get matched because they have more DNA from different people. Now, some people say Facebook owns Ancestry and they're using your DNA they're using DNA to make clones and stuff. Who knows? Maybe we are in that world. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. But beyond that, guys, let's just go over to paranormal.
Zuckerberg.
Alrighty, in the paranormal. Our good friend is here. Can't stay, but wanted to stop by and drop like. Well, at least you stopped by. That's all that matters. I know it's hard sometimes, especially if you're on the East Coast. You got to get up extra early in the morning. This is like midnight for a lot of you. Welcome, Terry Brown. Welcome, Oshin. And I don't think I ever said welcome, Spooky. My apologies. Spooky is an awesome, awesome guy. Cynthia, Monster Radio. So, guys, this first video is photo taken at a haunted hotel capture ghostly image of a girl in a white gown. In a white gown. Why couldn't it be like a brown gown or a black gown?
A white gown, nightgown.
Don't the white gown understand that Black Lives Matter too? It should be a black gown? I mean, that's kind of messed up, but let's find out.
It's one of the spookiest places in America, and this photo shows why.
Keep that off.
I thought maybe a little girl ran by. I was thinking she walked by really fast. Something, did we miss her?
John and Jessica Mosling visited the famed Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado last month. They took a guided spirit tour that explains the 108-year-old building's haunted history. While walking around, they snapped this photo, and at the bottom of the image was something they didn't see in person.
That's a nice photo,
picture,
people.
You notice nobody's looking there. You know, they're all looking at the tour guide. So, I mean, you just don't excuse something like that, you know, a girl when they're in her so-called, what I thought was, looked like pajamas.
Some kind of white gown.
Yeah.
The couple says they called the hotel to see if any children were staying there the night they took the tour, and the hotel reportedly told them no. But the Stanley Hotel is well known for its paranormal activity. When author Stephen King stayed there, he says he had a nightmare so scary it inspired him to write The Shining.
Here's Johnny!
Last year, another guest tried to snap a photo of an empty lobby, but ended up with a photo of what looks to be a woman at the top of a staircase.
I've seen that one before.
The Moslings didn't spend the night at the hotel, but now they're considering going back to stay over and see what else will happen.
I love that one. Like, we
several
talked about it, but then there's more in the video, like weeks later, and you know, we're newscasters. It's awesome.
I mean, look at that. That's a nice shot because you can say, well, it's a blur in a picture. Okay, you can say that, but look, you can see the white gown. Then you got the different color, like the blonde hair that's different than the white gown, and the shape. It looks like you got an arm here. You almost like see the other arm on the other side. And it's almost like you can see the feet being developed in that picture. So if that's a blur, well, that's a nice blur. I mean, that blur is just the most perfect blur that I've seen. That's a good catch.
It definitely looks interesting.
Now, somebody wrote, that's so obvious. Is it? Are they talking about the picture?
Yeah, it's obvious. It's an obvious ghost for sure. And Brown Dwarf asked if it's an old world structure, and I definitely think it's an old world structure. It all comes to a peak, probably convergence of ley lines. There's definitely, underground bases underneath it and all the mountains around it. And there's heavy activity. I think that's a ghost of either a child or maybe some kind of ancient like headdress on it too, and some kind of wild person.
Let's see if they said anything else.
Things that might occur while you stay there, like little children running the hallways at night, your doorknob rattling, possibly somebody grabbing your feet when you're sleeping, and not quite sure how I would handle that or how the wife would handle it, but it would be one heck of an experience.
For InsideEdition.com.
And I like that. Those are what I call real people and all that. So this next video is Ghost Story Donkey Lady Bridge. Another bridge off a road. Maybe they're on a paranormal highway road.
Closer to Halloween around Texas, there are a lot of encounters with the
Texas,
unknown
people,
and stories
Texas.
that go along with them. Haunted hotels, haunted houses, even supposedly haunted bridges.
On Friday, we told you about Woman Hollering Creek, and this morning we're talking about Donkey Lady Bridge, which I haven't even heard of. Our Max Massey and producers Joy Presley and Carlos Hernandez wanted to check it out for themselves.
They wanted shattered windshields, hoof prints, and neighing. Welcome to Donkey Lady Bridge, a ghost story that goes back decades.
The lady was badly burnt in a fire.
Wow.
And she was distorted. And her hands became almost to look like hoofs. And they were heavily scarred. And her face was elongated, and she sort of looked like a horse.
Throughout the years, many visitors here have told the story of seeing this woman or seeing this beast. But like the supposed encounters, there's more than one story about how this haunting began.
She was coming across the bridge here with her donkey. Her donkey had attacked and hurt a little boy earlier or something along that lines. The father came out here, the little boy. He caught the lady and the donkey going across the bridge.
Rumor has it that woman and her donkey were pushed off the bridge and died. Then her spirit never left. But that's what it just may be, a rumor.
The kids out here. Then after a while, one of the uncles took a horseshoe and he put it on a long rod, and they'd sneak up and they'd pick an old beater and they'd shake it and they'd slam that horseshoe into it.
It may have been kids who spread the story, but
if you take a look around, it still doesn't look like it's somewhere you want to be when the sun goes down.
Here, when it gets darker out here, you're going to have experiences out here on your own, because it's definitely creepy. Be careful when you come out here.
Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
And let's not forget about the poor donkey. That donkey's probably a ghost too. That poor donkey. I wonder if you walk on that road, if you might hear a donkey sound, because a donkey died rapidly, just like the woman did.
Yeah, it sounds like they morphed into one, because they both died at the same time and turned into like a half woman, half beast. And that's very interesting. Media Palace, I want to see your next documentary on that bridge. Wouldn't that be something pretty cool and a little outside the norm?
Oh, yeah. I've heard that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and he makes documentaries right down there in Texas, so that would be perfect.
Find that guy who's telling that story and ask the people around that area. That would be a nice fun little research. So let's see. Haunted bridges. I was going to go to the famous suicide bridge in Pasadena to check it out today. That says it's haunted for sure. I'll go tomorrow and document. There we go. See, you might not have thought about going tomorrow. Now you watch this show, we inspire you to really check out that bridge.
Yeah, I like it. And Monster Radio Ryan, I saw you're about to be working on a comic book. I think it would be pretty fun if your monsters kill me and Eric. Please make that happen.
Make that happen? Hold on. I just found out I'm going to be in a comic book, and then we have to die that quickly?
Yep, that's how it goes. Shake and bake.
I guess sometimes we all got to go sometimes. So why not in a comic at least? All right, guys, we got some interesting UFO videos. So here we go. All right. Now I'm going to be playing a video clip of a conversation between Joe Rogan and Tom DeLonge. If you guys don't know Tom DeLonge, he was the lead singer of Blink-182. But I do have a 37-second clip of a girl interviewing people at a Blink-182 concert about Tom DeLonge doing UFOs. I thought that would be kind of cool just to see it before the Joe Rogan and the Tom DeLonge. And so this is just a small little, it's a bonus clip, okay?
Here in Tampa, Florida for the Blink-182 show, and I'm going to see how fans feel about Tom DeLonge's search for UFOs. Okay, so Tom DeLonge has said that one of the reasons he left Blink-182 was for his search for UFOs and aliens. Do you guys think he's crazy? Do you think he'll find them? What's the deal?
I think he did the right thing.
He did the right thing.
It's my personal opinion that I would have done the same thing in his shoes. You know?
So you guys believe in aliens?
Oh yeah.
You think he's on the right track?
Definitely. Life's too short not to do something you love, so if he wants to go find aliens, go do it, man.
All right.
So
I like that answer.
I think he's blowing an opportunity to be a nut job and not do what he should be doing. He is Blink-182. When I hear guitar and I think Blink-182, I think his tone and his riffs. Like he makes the hooks for the band.
I don't like it. I'm gonna really miss him, and especially with some of his songs because he basically made some of the band. He's an integral part of them. So it's gonna be
So
different.
how do you feel about the Matt Skiba replacement?
I feel different because I like him. Because I've heard the new album, but then I miss Tom.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I feel that. Well, thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Okay, so you saw some people that had no problem with it, and then some people want him stay in the band, and I don't know Tom DeLonge. I don't know Joe Rogan. I don't know these guys personally. I don't know if they're using this as a front or they're really into it. If Tom DeLonge is really into UFOs, he's got the means, he's got the money, he can do what he wants. I've heard, the word shells and all that, but I mean, it's almost like if any people who research the Bigfoots, the paranormal, the UFOs, and they come from a big band or they're an actor, they're automatically shelved because they're not on your level. Is that fair? Honestly, it's absolutely not fair, because I don't know these people behind the scenes. I mean, Tom DeLonge might be the hardest working UFO guy out there. I don't know. He might be. Some people say he's not. He's just using it to get the government funds. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you guys that. But let's check out this clip with him and Joe Rogan. It's very awkward at first.
Know your place, motherfucker.
No.
So you literally could fly around and grab a Coke out of someone's hand and put it in someone else's hand. It's really...
Where are you getting this from?
The little aliens with the big black eyes. I believe that technology exists.
God, I want to believe. So hard.
I mean, I can believe in things. I can't prove a lot of things.
Do they have any pickled bodies anywhere?
I can't tell you.
That looks pretty badass.
Oh, wait, you can see little lights dancing around on the bottom. But I think this was leaked on purpose because the guy's making it just hard enough to see. Why?
This movie can suck my dick.
Why? Why?
It looks so fake. You are fucking crazy when you start talking about this.
I'm going to show you my dick. It changes shape. What I've noticed is it's just changing.
Yeah, it's getting larger.
Larger, getting wider.
Depending upon what you put in it.
It's not even that. It's warping the space-time continuum around tacos.
Ooh.
And that's why I think...
Do you think there's anybody that's famous that's an alien?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you think that there's any influential figure that has been sort of shaping culture that might not be one of us?
Once again, I can't tell you...
You're not Edward Snowden. You're a rock star.
But I'm saying some pretty provocative shit. You got to realize.
Do you think it's going to be weird for people to take you seriously because you're a rock star? Like maybe if you were like some sort of a physicist.
He's like, what the fuck is he doing? Why is he telling everyone? So he runs to the news station with George Knapp, who's another he's a host on Coast to Coast, and he tells him what he's doing, and he just goes live on Las Vegas News, and it caught like wildfire across the world. And so then these guys grab him.
When aliens fly into your butt.
And so she started having an affair.
I'm too stupid for this. they have experienced this physically, or is this just theoretical, or they know that it exists? Like, that guy was wacky as fuck.
I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Wow, that was a trip.
You know, but you know, seriously, I was hoping you guys have a kick out of that. I actually had a kick out of it when I watched it. Like, that's kind of cool. But on a serious side, you know, Joe Rogan, does he really care about the stuff he's talking about? I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't know these people. You know, is Tom DeLonge a real guy who really wants to show proof of the UFOs? I mean, I don't know him. I mean, have you heard anything about Tom DeLonge? He's the real deal or not?
Well, I know Spooky Morales and his local people have invited Tom out down in San Diego to come sky searching, and he hasn't left his property. He won't join the common folk. So I don't know about Tom DeLonge. I think it's pretty bold of him to leave the greatest punk band ever to, you know, search for UFOs. And, you know, some people are still bitter at the UFO community about that, but it's not our fault at all. But it's all interesting stuff. But then Joe Rogan, I think he is a shill in his own way, but he does fight for freedom in his own way too. But he hates flat Earth and he hates Bigfoot. So, you know, I don't really have much for him, but he does have an open mind in pretty much every other aspect. It's really weird. But he invites very open-minded people and gives them a good platform to speak, and, you know, gives them good questions to expand on their knowledge and their foundation. So it's pretty interesting. Coming from, you know, just listening to him, he is very like Joe Rogan is very passionate on aliens and, you know, like interdimensional abilities of our own body more than, you know, Sasquatch. So yeah, he's definitely more UFO than the wild man.
He's so holed up at the beachside house, man. Oh wow, really?
Yeah. What's my age again?
I mean, it's, you know, I mean, think about it, people. Blink 182. I mean, the two bands that really has a lock on the punk rock on a huge commercial is Blink 182 and Green Day. They both, you know, Green Day never broke up. Now they never split like that, but it would be weird to hear a split to go off on a Bigfoot, Paranormal, and leave a very successful band, because when he left, they were top of the game still. They weren't dropping yet. They weren't flattening out. They were up there, you know? So, but hey, if he really does care and if you let the band for that, god damn, that's a lot of balls. That's a lot, leaving a lot of money on the table. Let's just say that. I mean, Blink 182, guys, think about it. 3 people in the band. And they could do stadiums. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that's wow. You know, I mean, they still tour here and there. I mean, they get back together here and there because, you know, they make big money. But guys, as a respect for the channel we're going on tomorrow on Identify S4, this is one of his videos. This video is kind of neat from Identify S4. It's called UFO or Paranormal Orb. Now, if I would have just saw this video, I would have thought of just an orb, but I like his making you think like, hey, that might not just be an orb. That could be a UFO. So this is the video I'm talking about. Let's check it out. Oh, hold on. Let me get rid of that. Don't worry, guys. I have a program. I was testing out this layer, whatever it is, but I'm testing it out. It's going to be better. I'm always working to improve the show. So here we go.
We're looking at 2 possible orbs out in the woods on a trail camera. Unbelievable. Could they be ghosts? This video came in from Doug Hijack and Adam Colt. Doug's the producer of History Channel's Monster Quest. I want to thank Doug Hijack and Adam Colt for allowing me to use this epic orb footage. Thank you so much.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is. And I want to ask him when we go on his channel tomorrow. Remind me, I want to ask him about this video because he wrote UFO or orb. I would have just thought pure orb. I want to hear from him why he put the word UFO. What's making him think? Because now we've heard that some people believe that the way that aliens have come to Earth to do research is they're in a glowing light. They're like an orb. Remember, that was used in a movie, Starman. If you guys remember Starman, he came down as like a blue color orb until he found a DNA to reproduce himself as a human. So some people say that's how they do research. And you think it's an orb, but it's actually an alien life form doing research. So I'm showing this. So tomorrow, I want you guys to go on to Unidentified S4. Even though it's his show, I am going to ask him about this and what's his idea why he thinks this could be a UFO and not an orb. But look at the orb. It's very interesting.
Could they be ghosts? This video came in from Doug Hijack.
Right there.
And
Look at
Adam
that. That's
Colt.
pretty.
Doug's the producer of
You know what?
History.
Right there. That kind of reminds me of the one we showed on Friday. It almost had that white texture of the one I showed on Friday with that orb where you're thinking, that looks too white. But these look white too, so...
Very interesting. And it's from Doug Hijack, and he's probably seen thousands of videos that look similar to this, that, are bugs and dust. This one has some intelligent size, and you can see it come from a distance.
Yeah.
Too. Very interesting. I would also add in it's a possible fairy as well. But very cool. It's definitely in a round shape, so it could be some kind of spacecraft, some kind of very small spacecraft.
Yes, he said that footage came from a trail can in that video. So yes, it is. The Good Witch of the Wizard of Oz materialized as an orb. That's true. That's true. They did that. Starman as an orb. Yeah. I mean, hey, there's things we don't understand that not we don't understand. We're just not used to seeing it. So that. All right, guys. It's time for some fun-ass Mandela effect.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
Luke, I am your father.
All right, now this one's kind of interesting, guys. Hazel Fever, Mavis Mandela, and Society of Reject had a discussion about the Monopoly. Not the Monopoly with the monocle, about the ones that's in jail just visiting Monopoly. Board game. Something on the board about the jail part. So let's check out what their conversation about the visiting in the jail on the Monopoly game. So this is not the monocle. This is something else about Monopoly.
And we were talking about the Monopoly Man, the monocle, and looking at the Monopoly board itself when we noticed that where it says in jail or just visiting, the little guy behind the bar no longer has horizontal lines on his shirt, meaning it doesn't look like a prisoner uniform the way I really thought it did. So anyway, I reached out to Teresa and she found the amazing residue. Thank you again so much, Teresa. I'll link her below. I don't think she makes videos yet, but She's a really good residue hunter, so go check her out either way. You can find her at Sandy a lot. I'll link her too. And yeah, thanks again for this wonderful residue. And just let me know what you remember in the comments. I look forward to knowing what you guys remember. Hey, I wanted to share these two, and these are fantastic pieces of residue from my live DIY. From her own family personal stash, the Lion and the Lamb, just as many of you will remember. So go give her some love. I'm going to link her below. She's awesome as well. She knows a lot about chickens. You got any questions about chickens? That's your girl. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you guys remember.
So let me pull up the Monopoly board picture of the just visiting jail. Let me see, Monopoly just visiting jail image. So let's take a look at it. Let me share the screen.
I love how they call it residue. That's really cool. That's like Mandela evidence. You know, I'm assuming.
Yeah, residue is when they think they have the evidence of what people are remembering.
I love that.
So
I'm just gonna carry that into the Bigfoot evidence world. You know, I'm like, here's some residue.
Yeah, just showing like, well, if it's not real, then how come these people? How come this? How come this? Now, apparently, what they're saying is this picture doesn't look right anymore. That the picture was actually a person in jail with stripes. That's a pretty good one because I never really, it's making me think like when I started looking at this picture, almost looks like a vampire creature face.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, is that human? Is that a goblin? But once you said vampire, I honestly think you were spot on with that. I don't remember monster. I can tell you that much.
I mean, he does look messed up. Doesn't look like a person in jail. So I'm just trying to see different ones. Now this one's more of a red color, but yeah. I thought it was interesting. I mean, I don't know. People in the chat, I mean, you guys have any kind of memory of the picture of the guy in jail? Let me see.
My first thought, I was like, all right, I remember the stripes, but now that I'm, just like seeing it and feeling it, I don't know, but I don't remember seeing that monster type thing because I feel like I would have said something about it before.
Yeah, it makes you think, right? It makes you think. And what I appreciate is them looking at the small details, They're looking at, okay, we all know the monocle, but maybe there's something else with the game or something that has changed that we're not looking at. So let me see here. Yeah, the thumb looks a little ingated and sharp. I think you must be talking about something else. What's this here? I challenge her on a chicken knowledge. I want to know what the hell they're talking about. What's a chicken knowledge?
Something about some farm girl stuff.
I know, right? Farm girl stuff. We're going to talk about some chickens here, chicken farm, and all that. So, how was your when I saw your when I went back because I've actually fell asleep. I didn't watch you live on Space Out Radio, but it's only an hour, huh?
Yeah, it was. Hers is a spin-off show, so yeah. Justice is only an hour before the 3 hour. late night show. I was joking around. I'm like, hey, they should have let us go, for a couple more hours at least. Because me, I'm just revving up at an hour. That's easy peasy. We went for 54 minutes already, and I feel like I was just getting started. But I had a great time. It's always legendary linking up with Jess. Can't wait till I meet her in real life and get to feel some of that magic. And she's on TikTok now, so I'm super excited to see her grinding on there. And I feel like if all of us grind on there and build an empire, that would be pretty cool and strong. And once you guys all hit 1,000 followers, you guys can go live with me, and hopefully a percentage of my people feel you, and that'd be cool. But yeah, it was definitely a legendary interview. I had a great time. Got a few subs. Definitely wish mods would post our channels more. Danny does a great job, and I saw Spooky posting earlier. I definitely appreciate when people do that, the extra mile. If you're a mod, take that serious. Share people's thing. I try my hardest to give the most information and a very entertaining show. The very least it would be for people to subscribe, but most of the people listening right now, you guys are all subscribed to me. So, I'm not going at y'all, but it's crazy. You bleed, you give your blood, sweat, and gears and tears all towards this. And it's silly, but yeah, I definitely appreciate all the support. And Scott, yes, we will see you on TikTok. Gypsy Road is about to hit 4,000.
I know.
I'm super excited for him.
And it just seemed like it just started. I started a while back, but I really started kicking in recently. Just like wow. And guys, and I appreciate you guys letting me experiment tonight with the overlays, trying to get things work out. When I do crossing over with the video going back, it's going to be smoother, but I'm trying to learn, to have different overlays for different things. So I know you guys see me going back and forth on it because I'm learning how fast, how does it work, and all that, because I'm trying to make the show a little bit more attractive, kind of like that. And I press it, and I'm playing with the overlays. Look, I got the Sith people with us. There's the Siths, right? Got the good people. Got the Obi-Wan and got the Yoda, and then, so I'm working out the kinks with the overlays, like I said, Connor and I always look at ways to improve our channels, to improve our look. I got a brand new logo coming in a couple days, same day, but different kind of a logo, different kind of banner. So, and that's thanks to you guys who support the channel that allows me to hire somebody, because listen, there's people that have different skills and different things. And I don't have, I know how to do some things. I know how to do some thumbnails. You guys know that. I have some crazy thumbnails, but some people are just so good at it. They can create something brand new. And that's what I'm trying to do, trying to create my very own logo. So when I come out with a shirt, it's going to be visionary. The guy's going to work with me. I said them what I'm looking for. And I'm excited to see in a couple of days the final product. And you guys will know because the channel's going to have a new banner. So, it's just fun.
It's going to be a whole new rebirth. And honestly, I think that part of your TikTok success is your new name. Like Gypsy Road was what it was, and it was special. But to the paranormal world, you gotta. That's a reach unless they know you, unless they know the show. Paranormal Highway, people want to be a part of that. Come on, you gonna take the back roads or you gonna take the Paranormal Highway?
Well, apparently, people do judge books by its cover, But sometimes when you judge a book by its cover, there is good stuff.
For sure.
There is.
And I just want everybody to reach for the stars, because I just was notified that 2 of my TikToks were in a documentary, the one on Tubi, Scariest Monsters of America, the new #1 movie on Tubi. Really cool. They used 2 of my TikToks, but they blurred my name out. It's like, bro, you should have just sent the DM. I would have gave you permission. Could have kept it in there. Use the clout. But I'm really happy, and that just shows you never know who's watching your TikToks, watching your posts. resharing your stuff. It's really cool. So always try to bring your A game. And yeah, here's my channel. I've been releasing shorts recently. I'm going to release a longer video here soon, probably on Saturday. I'm going to start making a set day and a set time that I release mine. I've just been experimenting, and most of the time I just release it when I'm at work because it really helps me survive the shift. And, you know, I figure people end up watching it regardless. But I think efficiency, and now that, you know, let's start staying focused, and I got to just pick a night or a day, and then that's when I'll release it. And then soon I'm going to have my live shows, and that'll be really cool. And hope all you guys join my channel. I know Terry Brown is enjoying it. Long Island Bigfoot's enjoying it. I have hours of exclusive footage on there. So please check it out.
And guys, check it out. And then on Wednesday, I'm gonna be during the day, I'm gonna do some card reading, some Star Wars card reading. And anybody who's subscribed to Karna's channel will get ahead of the game, right to the top. If it matters to you, right to the top, a free reading and all that. Now, guys, I'm gonna do one last thing. This is just a bonus talk because I'm curious what Carter thinks of Doctor Strange 2, the madness of multiverse of madness. I'm curious, and we'll try not to spoil anything for you. I'm curious what he thinks. We didn't even talk about it. I didn't even ask him about it. I didn't even Instagram him about the Doctor Strange movie. Now, for me, actually, my daughter, my wife, I'm gonna be honest, they actually did not like the movie at all. My daughter did not like it, and my daughter had a pretty good reason why she didn't like it, because I was thinking of some things the same way as what she was thinking. Because as a standalone movie, Sam Raimi got the horror in it. It's a good movie with the horror and all that. But the reason she didn't like it, and I get her 100% on this, is when you saw the Spider-Man No Way Home, and that was dealing with the multiverse of people coming here. You got all the evil characters from the Spider-Man movies, and the Spider-Man shows up. So you had this hype in a lot of ways that we built this hype up for this Doctor Strange movie. As they're going to go bonkers in the multiverse. They're going to go bonkers. You're going to see some crazy things. You're going to see all these crazy cameos. And honestly, there really was no cameos. There was like one scene that you saw in a commercial with Xavier coming out. That wasn't a shock. There was one character that was pretty cool that I'm fantastic. I don't want to spoil anything, but Connor was talking about that there's going to be a future movie of a guy who's going to be playing this head character. They got a pretty good pick. But beyond that, even though they were in the multiverse, there was no madness. It's kind of weird to explain. I don't know why. I think for myself, I put it such a high expectation that I was going to see all this weird stuff, all this bonkers. And it really was kind of a standalone movie from all the other Marvels. There wasn't really like connections as I thought. And I think it's because I built it up because I saw Spider-Man. I go, they're going to go extra further. But for horror, there's some cool horror shit in this movie. So as a regular standalone Doctor Strange movie, it was good. But if you're going in there with these high hopes of madness, multiverse, I didn't get that. I did not get that. So I understood why my daughter didn't like it. She goes, Dad, I go, Spider-Man, they didn't even go to the other multiverse, but I felt the Spider-Man movie was more multiverse than this movie was. And I got that. I got exactly what she's talking about. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, try not to go in there with the highest expectations of you're going to see madness. There's another multiverse movie I forgot. I don't know. Some weird title. That was fucking
everything
madness.
everywhere all at once.
That movie was madness of multiverse. And I think seeing that movie, seeing Spider-Man, I put too much expectations. But if you take it all out, for me, it's a good old-fashioned horror Marvel kind of a movie, comic kind of a movie. But I don't know, Connor, what do you think of it?
Yeah. I think me and you were on the same boat. Like ever since the very beginning, it was multiverse of madness described as a horror movie. So yes, as a horror movie, it worked. You know, it wasn't the scariest movie ever, but it was a whole different aspect. You got to see the Scarlet Witch, be scary, and then also encounter scary stuff. And then at the end with Doctor Strange, when it gets really dark with him, that was super dope. But yeah, I was so excited to, be tripping and watching multiverses unfold. And I thought, the Spider-Mans were going to be in it. I thought Tobey Maguire was going to be in it. I was Morbius and Venom. I wore my Venom, and Deadpool, his scene got cut. The Tom Cruise scene got cut from the Iron Man. A bunch of stuff got cut, and I don't know. But I really did enjoy it. It was just fun and a wild ride. But yeah, it was definitely an independent movie, and all the Marvel jock riders that love everything and need everything to connect, they would definitely be left, a little empty-handed. But yeah, as a standalone movie, I enjoyed it. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. But I had a great time at the premiere.
Chris is right. Chris is right. You really, really have to know the comics to see the connections. And you're right. You're really right on that, because my daughter, she don't see that connections. And, I probably give it a 3 out of 5. Like I said, I like Sam Raimi's style. It's just like I said, I put too much expectations on myself. I was ready to see Tom Cruise as Iron Man, and you only had one scene with some cameos and the girl reversal of the other one. I saw that in the What If cartoon comic, so that really wasn't a shocker, But hey, the movie did fucking well.
The Illuminati part was pretty cool. And there was definitely some good scenes. I want to watch more Easter eggs, because they went through what Jack told us, the one that made Void Cat. He's a visionary. He thought when they were zooming through those worlds and it was just boom, 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 boom. That should have been 5 minutes. Wouldn't it have been cool if they were stuck in one world and maybe being pulled by some kind of, I don't know, velociraptor or something, or some kind of character from some Marvel comic that's not very well known. They could have really played with that. I don't know if they cut the movie down. It was supposed to be 3 hours long, and then they cut it down. So maybe we'll get a director's cut, maybe an extended cut. But they could have done more.
They said it was 2 hours and 40 minutes, and they cut it down to 2:06.
Wow, that says it right there.
So
and the post-credit scenes. Come on, man! It's all fun and games, but I want progress. Not.
Well, it was just weird, right? Because I'm not gonna tell you guys the post, but you saw this ending with Doctor Strange, in a way, a little horror. But then this one, he's all happy with, he's all happy,
it's so stupid.
Like a 180. It was just a full 180. Wow.
Yeah.
So
I put it in my Letterboxd review because I had to go to the bathroom in that movie, and I stayed for those post-credit scenes. That was not So if you gotta go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. But yeah, what about the real treat? The real treat was Avatar. Did you get to see the Avatar trailer before?
I was shocked because I thought they were only going to show it on the IMAX screens, and they showed it.
Dude. I shed a tear. That was the second most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
It was kind of weird. When they showed that, nobody cheered. It was just I don't get it. Because people, you do not sleep on the director,
James Cameron.
You don't sleep on his ass, because when he goes into a project, he goes into the fucking project, and he's always looking to upgrade the technology from his last movie, because the last Avatar The storyline is a simple storyline. It's not complicated, but the magical world with the lights and the beautiful colors, and they took 3D to a whole new freaking level. And when I see this movie, and I've heard that if you try to see it in 3D, he filmed it again with special 3D with higher frame rate. So what does that mean with higher frame rate? Sometimes it doesn't look good in certain movies, but if you can see this in 3D with a higher frame rate, they say this is going to blow your mind, especially when they're in the water. Because you don't sleep on James Cameron. Even though it was 13 years ago, a lot of people forgot about it. But hey, people slept on him in Titanic, and look at how fucking well that movie did. You know, so man, 13, 14 years ago, I know it's a long time for a sequel, but
I think it's crazy that Titanic is like super visionary and super experimental and great stop. You know, everything is so visionary, but all we remember is Rose and the drawing of her body. And that just shows, like, you know, the female body, the true temple of this earth, better than anything man can create, like, or build. We always just trying to match that with our architecture.
So, guys, that was just a little bonus talk. So, beyond that, see you tomorrow on the Paranormal Highway.
And that's for